Welcome.
Hello!
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 Welcome to a sick edition of Drunkenwhatever. This is Matt.
This is Shelly.
Oh! People are never going to get that unless they have Vine and follow Katie Ryan. And today, we're going to be talking about sickly things. Poop, vomit, comfort food,
Bodily functions in general.
and what? And, of course, alcohol. 3-finger output gestures. What's a 3-finger? Oh. I smell like pizza.
Excuse me. What are we eating?
I don't know. You made this. This whole episode is about you.
No, it's not. You're sick too, Lupusy. You're never not sick. Yeah. I'm gonna get this shit on my mouth.
Lupusy?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like leprosy. Body parts just falling off.
The shoe fits.
Not anymore. I don't have a foot.
Yeah. Yeah. We're sick. Anyway. Trying to find a savory breakfast item. This one doesn't like sweet stuff. Came across a recipe for a 2-ingredient bread. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, it actually worked. It was pretty good. It's essentially what it is. Just the one that I started with was 1 part to 1 part self-rising flour to Greek yogurt. And I used the full fat. I don't know if it makes a difference if you use the fat-free or the low-fat or whatever.
I imagine it would.
But these are pretty doughy and yummy, so I would recommend the full fat. It's not crazy flavorful, but you can use it. It's a good base for pizza crusts. We made little roll-ups with ham and cheese, ham and cheddar. Just press it out after you've mixed it and cut up some ham or slice some ham and put it on there and roll it up. Sprinkle cheese on the top. Put cheese on the inside.
Did you say crinkle cheese?
Sprinkle it up. You can put pretty much anything in there. I was going to do one with chocolate chips and peanut butter. Or maybe just like a cinnamon butter. And then make make cinnamon rolls out of it. Ultimately, it's a basic base. The issue I ran into, every single site that I found that had the recipe for this 2-ingredient bread had different proportions. So that's why I just started with the 1-to-1 and then added, I think in the end I ended up using about 2.5 cups of flour to 1 cup of Greek yogurt. But just, start 1-to-1 and then keep adding flour little by little until it gets to be about doughy. It's not sticking to your hands anymore. 350 oven. It said 10 minutes. I think my oven's weird because it's closer to like 30. But just watch them. You can tell when they're done. When the bread's golden brown. These are kind of dark on the bottom, but like I said, I think that's my oven. That more bigger.
More bigger, more better.
That's fine. These are cool. These are cute. These are pocket sized. You could take these with you.
Mm-hmm. I can't. As much as I love sausage.
Is that a dare?
Oh. Hey, Matt. What are we drinking?
Hey, Shelly.
What are we drinking?
Hot toddies!
What's in a hot toddy?
The basic hot toddy is lemon, honey, hot water, and a shot of whiskey. So it's all like natural remedies. The lemons are supposed to be really good for your throat. Oddly enough, like everyone thinks acidic, it's bad. But no, lemons are great for your throat. If you have a sore throat, just squeeze half a lemon in there. Like, it sounds disgusting, which is why you just put it in water. But you can. Just chomp on a lemon. The honey is a natural decongestant. So if you have any sort of a cough. The hot water is obviously good for your throat as well. And then the whiskey is really just to help you sleep and to loosen up your vocal muscles. Yeah, 2 or 3 hot toddies. So we added ginger to ours just in case, because ginger is also a anti-nauseatic. I don't know what to call that. If your tummy hurts, eat some ginger.
An anti-nauseatic. Yeah.
It's working wonders, as you can hear. And then we also added, so we added whiskey. I put 2 shots in mine and she has 1 in hers, but I have a large mug. But then to kick it up, we decided cinnamon is actually pretty good too, so we added a shot of Fireball as well. Tastes yummy. Mm-hmm. She's surprised. She's never had this.
It's delicious.
Which I think it's weird, but whatever.
alcohol just does not appeal to me at all.
So you've never had coffee with Baileys?
It doesn't count.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Hidden cash again.
Yeah, he's hiding shit everywhere.
I'll text you in a butt. You ham-fisted cunt.
What? Ham-fisted cunt?
And people don't like Renee Zellweger because of her face, but I enjoy her. She's fine. Ham-fisted cunt.
I really like the idea of using the word cunt. And it's so funny. I think I use it a lot at work to describe certain people. And my new favorite is cunt waffle.
Is that like a blue waffle?
Maybe. But I just don't like that everyone in the States is like,
well,
oh
that's what I think. Like
you said cunt.
I think an American cunt is different than a British cunt. And I'm very British-minded.
I don't think that they really even care. It's just something to be offended by.
It's backwards. It's backwards.
I don't want my 15-year-old to get pregnant, so I'm going to teach her abstinence. That way, the first time she ever comes across a boy with the dick, she won't know what to do with it. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There, I'm your grandma.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. There, I'm a grandma.
Yeah, I talked to one of my friends, and she told me that the first time you have sex, you can get pregnant. So that's why I just did it once. And then this happened. It must be the Messiah. I'm going to name my baby Messiah.
But it's pronounced Messiah.
Messiah, Paris Nicole.
Paris Nicole. You are drunk.
Oh.
Man, apparently me trying to pre-drink to catch up doesn't work.
We're supposed to be talking about sick stuff. Once upon a time, I used to live with a boy. And he got really, really sick one day. I laughed just thinking about it.
Is this going to be like the Marion story?
I don't know, because I'm kind of an evil cunt. He was, like, really sick. Like, couldn't move. Like, dead to the world. And plus, he's a man. So he had probably a temper.
So he gets man sick.
He gets man sick.
But the world is ending.
Yeah. He's going to die. So he's sitting, and all of a sudden he just goes, I'm going to be sick. Well, it's much quicker to run into the kitchen than it is to run down the hall around the corner into the bathroom. It's really, I feel like I'm really building this up. And it's really not, it was just fucking hilarious to me. So he gets up, runs into the kitchen, and just starts ralphing into the sink.
Oh.
And I remember it was like this perfect stream. It was
that makes me hungry.
It almost, it wasn't like chunks splattering everywhere. It was like this fucking perfect stream.
The projectile.
You know, flowing out of his mouth into the sink. So instead of getting up and can't hold his hair back, he didn't have any short hair.
But just like making sure he's okay, getting him a towel, getting him some water.
And since I have like a perfect view of him in the kitchen doing this, what do? Start hysterically fucking laughing. Because to me, that was the funniest thing in the world. I was dying. And I just remember when he was done vomiting, Ollie turns to me and he says, "You're a fucking bitch. All you can sit there and do is laugh at me." Yes. Yes.
That's correct. That's correct.
I mean, he was vomiting so violently, too. Like, he had no shirt on. I could see, like, goosebumps forming all over his body. No, he was a dick. But I remember it was this weird, he must have had grape juice or something, because it was this weird purple.
It could have been the lining of his stomach.
But he was just vomiting up all of his internal organs. That would have been fine, too.
It would have been fine.
I would have waited to call 911.
I was over at a friend's house once. I don't even know what, like, I didn't feel sick, didn't feel whatever. But we were just hanging out, watching television, and she made, I don't remember the store brand, but she made Heat and Eat taters, which is basically tater tots.
Mm-hmm.
In a bag of, like, bird's eye veggies with cheese. It was, like, cauliflower, green beans.
This does not sound like good sick food.
But it was fine. Like, no, we weren't sick. Like, she was just making stuff that was in the freezer.
Okay.
So we just had that, but I remember, like, the taste of it so distinctly stayed in my mouth. And I drove home, which was like 30 minutes away after we finished hanging out, so it was much later. And as soon as I started getting bad, I was like, I'm going to be sick. Like, it was out of nowhere. And I went, like, it bruised the roof of my mouth. The velocity with which it came from my stomach, like that ridge behind your teeth on the top, was bruised for like a week.
Oh my god.
And it didn't have that perfect stream that went right in the
It was the messy
It went
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, it was disgusting. And since then, I can't eat prepackaged frozen vegetables with cheese or heat meat taters from, it might have been Kroger's.
I remember we went to Disneyland one day. And then, like, at the end, we left kind of early enough towards where we were like, let's go get something to eat. So on the way home was a Carl's Jr. And so we ordered Carl's Jr. And for the longest time, I wouldn't eat Carl's Jr. because of this. And I remember, like, thinking something wasn't right.
It was just off.
Something wasn't right, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is a bad burger. It was just like,
That's an interesting flavor.
Yeah, well, okay, whatever. The next, like, not even... I want to say it was something like 5 hours later. I didn't just wake up and think, oh, I don't feel so good. I woke up with this violent, like, retch in my stomach, and I ran to the bathroom, sat on the toilet, grabbed the trash can, and I was just vomiting and shitting and vomiting, and it was just
I like how you
disgusting.
have to whisper shitting.
Yeah, I was vomiting and shitting and vomiting, and it was disgusting. I was so sick. I've never felt that bad in my whole entire life.
I'll never forget the first. I think it's a woman thing. I've never had that happen to me. And oddly enough, it was the same friend. We were on the phone talking about something to do with bodily functions. This is much, much earlier. And she talked about the first time that ever happened to her, and I couldn't stop laughing to where we had to hang up. Like, we would, try
What do you mean a woman thing, though?
Because it's never happened to me. I've never had puking and pooping at the same time.
You've never had food poisoning, clearly.
Obviously. But, so she's telling me about it, like she was just so sick that it's coming out of both ends. I'm cracking up, because the visual of this is something I had never imagined before. It was amazing. It's horrible, but it's amazing. And so I just couldn't stop laughing, and I kept trying to, like, catch my breath. I'm like, okay, let's move on. We can talk about something else. And then I would just start laughing again, and I couldn't. Like, we tried to have a conversation after she revealed this for, like, 20 minutes. And finally she was like, I'll call you back later. I was like, okay. My mom was like, that's never happened to you? And I was like, no, that's never happened to me. Apparently that happened to my mom right after I was born, and she couldn't even hold me for the first, like, 2 months. It wasn't that long, but, like, everyone else had to take care of me.
Oh, that's sad.
But, yeah, the only people I've ever heard that happening to were women, where you have to puke and poop at the same time. You got chickenpox, right?
Mm-hmm. Twice.
You're one of those.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably have shingles, too, at some point.
When I got chickenpox, like, I can remember... For 3 days leading up to it, everything tasted exactly the same. Like, I think there's a weird body chemistry thing that goes on. Everything, and I can tell you exactly, like, I can taste it.
I think that's just you.
Right.
Just you. I don't remember that.
At least I've never puked and pooped at the same time.
That's not fun. I don't even think it could be classified as poo.
You're peeing out of your butt and your mouth.
Basically.
Yeah. Hockey bowl. That's my bad, sorry. Kevin.
Hacky bowl.
Hacky bowl.
Hacky bowl.
Oh my god. I get sick like once a year, and that's it. And I miss the days when I would literally, like, just stay on the couch for 2 days to get better when I was a kid.
You miss those days?
Yeah, because it was just different. Like, as soon as you get sick, like, you knew that you were going to spend the night on the couch. You'd probably have the TV on all night. You'd stay home and watch Lost in Space and I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, yeah.
And The Price is Right. I hated it when the news came on, because then that meant that everything after that was soap operas. Ugh!
I remember one time, I was really, really little. I mean, this was before school age, but I remember it very vividly.
I thought you were going to say school aid.
Yeah, before school,
Oh, yeah!
school aid. My mom used to work for the police department, so I imagine she was at work. And it was during the day, and my dad was watching me, and I was, God, I maybe was really, really little, because he didn't have me on the couch, he had me on the floor, on a blanket. And I was laying down, remember I had these little pink pajamas on, and I was so sick that it was just kind of like, without warning, I was just lying there. And that happened to me a lot. I vomited without warning a lot.
And you wonder why you have stomach issues today.
And I just was laying there, and then, and I remember another time there was family or friends or someone over at the house, And again, I was really little. I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. And I was walking through the kitchen, and I just remember a bunch of people congregated in the dining room, and I stopped, and I remember my mom looking at me like, "What's wrong?" Ugh, vomit. So much for dinner, guys. Sorry about it. Yeah.
There was one time at school, I kept telling my mom I didn't feel good, and she was like, "Oh, just take a shower, you'll feel better." Still don't feel good. Here, have some toast, you'll feel better. Like that whole, where little kids are trying to get out of school. That wasn't me. But she's just doing her normal mom thing, and like, "Oh no, you'll feel better. Come on, you can go to school."
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Probably 30 minutes after I got there, just walked up to the garbage can and like puked all over the wall and into the garbage can. It looked like eggs, like egg salad. Oddly enough, so I couldn't eat egg salad for a long time afterwards. But they called my mom; she had to come make me up. So we'd be on the couch all night and all day. And we had control of the television, and then you would just sleep like off and on. You would have popsicles, and they would bring you 7-Up, not Sprite. It had to be 7-Up. Like that's why I can't drink 7-Up unless I'm sick.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have that weird association. Popsicles, specifically banana ones, but I can eat banana popsicles like crazy. I think they were just my favorite ones for sore throats. You know what I mean?
But my mom would get the banana lime root beer combo pack thing. I remember that. Okay, banana, I remember the 7-Up.
Root beer is a weird.
No. It was the popsicles.
The assorted. Yeah.
But it was banana, lime, and root beer.
That's a weird mix, though.
I guess I don't know. That's what it was. I remember.
Were they the ones you had to break apart?
No, they came in their own individual little pack. Yeah.
And then we would, if she was working, we'd usually get a Happy Meal. She'd come home for lunch and bring a Happy Meal.
Oh, we didn't get Happy Meals. I remember the first time I ever got really sick at my grandparents' house. My grandma and Grandpa Gregory, so on my mom's side. That was the first time I was introduced to cherry 7-Up.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my god, this is the best sickness drink ever. Yeah. But then that's when I did the couch thing at their house. I didn't have control of the TV when my grandpa got home. Then it was all Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, because you have mono. How'd you get mono, Shelley?
Well, I was sharing a 7-Up. I got mono after a first date.
On the first date?
Well, I mean...
After.
It came after, 2 days later.
Don't.
No, it came on the first date. I was out for, like almost a month sick from work because unbeknownst to me at the time anyhow, it was finally when my doctor came back from vacation, I went and saw him and had labs done. It turns out I had mono.
What's the other name for it?
Epstein-Barr virus.
There you go.
Yeah, EBV. That was fun because that kicked my ass. I would literally be up for an hour and decide I can't handle life anymore and had to go back to bed. Oh, look at in that scene. There's a dick.
I don't care what kind of fantasy you got going on in your head. But seriously, after having so many drinks, don't you feel a little bit better? Like, you don't feel good, but you feel better.
So now we need to say goodbye. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
To you, to you.
And you, and you, and you. Toodles.
Peace.
Bye.